and I'm excited. She's one of our speakers at our summit coming up in what, 5 days or 6 days? 5 days, I think it is now. And she's going to be speaking about the ultimate Instagram sales guide, and that's selling without sleaze. And I'm really excited about this presentation you're going to do. Jana, she's the founder of Jana Works From Home, a top-rated done-for-you engagement lead generation and content management agency, and she is the go-to social media manager for coaches and entrepreneurs, and the patron saint of IG engagement. So I'm really excited. I saw her on Instagram the other day. I'm just starting to do my Instagram a little bit better, more. Your inspiration for me, Jana, to get going on this and work with my lead generation with Instagram. But I don't know. Tell me a little bit about you or how you got into this.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, Tanya, I'm gonna have to correct you on that. It's actually Jana Works from Rome, just because I am.
Oh, I did see that earlier, and I thought, yeah, that's right.
I know that you did. Yeah, yeah. So because I am located in Rome, Italy, and that's one of the unique things about my business is where I'm located, and it's usually a very big conversation starter. So that's the first point. But anyway, to tell you a little bit about myself, I came from corporate, like a lot of us. And so when I used to work for corporate, I would do social media training for travel brands and social and travel agencies. Is what I wanted to say. But so eventually we moved here to Rome, to Italy, and I realized that, wait a minute, I don't speak the language. How the hell am I going to find a job here? And so that's when my VA journey started. I decided that I would work online, and that's what I did. I actually started as a general VA, and I did all sorts of things. I was transcribing, translating articles. I even reached a point where I had to learn coding for one client, and
Oh
that
no.
was absolutely crazy. Yes, but I've always been passionate about social media, and I've done social media when I was in corporate. So I guess it was natural that I would transition to that eventually. And so here I am. I started working as a social media manager. A few months down the line, I was able to build my agency. I now have a team of 13 people. We
Oh,
are 13 strong. Yes, and we mostly focus on serving small businesses and making sure that we grow their online presence, increase their engagement, and we create content and strategy for all of them. So that's me.
and for those that want to learn a bit more about Jana, I've done a shorty link that has all her links on it. So you can get in contact with her, like all her Instagram and everything. Just go there. I'll put it into the chat area too for you guys. But that's a great way to stay in connection with her afterwards, and find her and follow her and everything else. But Kathy, it's good to see you in the area. We've got about 12 people joining us now, and people are starting to show up here. That's really cool. If you guys want me to see your name or you want to ask any questions, make sure you do click that link in the part before so that I can see what your name is. Otherwise, you will be anonymous to us, which is fine too. We'll take anonymous, but yeah, if you want your name to show, all the Facebook goodies out there make you do that now. So, but yeah, Jana. So tell us a little bit about Jana speaking October 25th. I'm not sure which day in the week she's going to be speaking with us, but she is going to be talking about Instagram. Tell us a little bit about what your session's going to be like, Jana.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a Thursday. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna have to check, but I'm going to be talking about the ultimate Instagram sales guide, selling without sleaze. And what it mostly revolves around is selling in your DMs. So I'm not sure if you know this, Tanya, but I was a VAVS participant last year. And I learned so much, and there was so much value that I got from it. And so when I finally got that invite to speak, I was really excited. And now that I'm focused and niched into Instagram, I wanted to talk about Instagram, but I noticed that, other people have talked about that before, but I've noticed that no one has talked about selling in the DMs yet.
Mhm.
And so I thought that that was going to be valuable for this season. And that's what I decided to work on, because I also already had a paid course on that, and I wanted to share that for free onto Babs. So the way that it works is that we create content to pay for the attention that we want our audience to give us, right? But what happens when you finally have that attention and you finally have them in the DMs? How do you convert them, and how do you make sure that you get that sale so that you could either convert them into a client or you close that sale so that they could pay for the offer? And I've created a way around that so that you're able to follow a workflow, or it's what I call the anatomy of the perfect DM sales script, so that you're able to follow a structure to make sure that you're set up for success. And that's what I'm going to be talking about next week.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, they get a little scared, getting, because a lot of us are introverts, and putting ourselves out there where we get into a private conversation with someone else, maybe we just go blank with what to do. And that's where you come in. You're going to help us in that area. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And Kathy said DMs. Yes, DMs adds in direct messages when you send a personal message on Instagram or on Facebook. And yes, we millennials call it DMs. I know sometimes it's confusing and it's annoying, but to add to that, Tanya, I'm glad that you mentioned introverts, because at the beginning of the workshop, there's going to be a little bit of mindset work as well, because when somebody DMs us in these days and times, it feels like somebody always has an agenda, right? Like you feel like, oh my God, this person is gonna sell to me. This person is gonna be sleazy. And that talk will take away all of that. It takes away all of that limiting belief and all of that false expectations that you're going to be sleazy, you're going to be salesy. That takes it all away, especially for women and for introverts. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah. And I mean, the best way to get a new client is to form that long relationship with you. And like, that's one of the first goals, is to possibly get them on a discovery call or in a private message or something like that, so that you can start talking to them one-on-one. Really important step in closing the deal, right? Definitely.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Yes, it's all about building connections, genuine connections, actually. And you're, I remember what you said a couple of minutes earlier. Like when you get someone new DMs, you sometimes get frozen and you say, okay, what do I say next, right? And how do I say this in a way that it doesn't sound like I want to sell to her today, right? But um, there's a way to do that, and I'm very excited to share it. Another I think interesting part of the talk is going to be how you compute for the goals that you want to achieve. So how many clients do you want to have in a month? And we we reverse engineer that into how many conversations do you need to have, and how do you compute according to how many you convert, so that you get your ideal income and you get your ideal number of clients every month, and that's also included. So really exciting times.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize how important the numbers are. Like, it's kind of like if you get 20 people in a conversation, like maybe two will sell. Like, there are statistics basically of how many will convert, or buy your product, buy your service, whatever it is, right? So you got to know your numbers, and you just go for the no's sometimes, right? Like, you're going for the well, I've had 10 no's already. Well, the next one means statistically it should be a yes, right? So you're going for the no's. And yeah, I like looking at numbers, because it gives me incentive, that the next one statistically should be a yes, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, I know a lot of people in the audience too. Let me see what Kathy says, wasn't sure PMs. Yeah, it can be called PMs, DMs, private messages. I think the term on Instagram is DM. I'm not sure.
Yes.
But yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's getting in a private conversation, Kathy, with someone, messaging them, whatever platform you're on. But I know for me, when I was first starting out, my biggest fear was objections. Like, what if they say, oh, well, you're too much money, or, I don't know if I need a VA right now and stuff like that. You're going to help them with a script to handle those types of things too, right, Jana?
Yes, that's correct. Because in the training actually comes with two scripts. So the first is a sales script, and that's the general flow of how the conversation should be. But as an added bonus, I've included an objection handling script, which you can definitely refer to whenever you get those objections about, I need to check with my partner, my husband, you're too expensive, I'm just not ready right now. Those are the most common objections that we get, right? And at the end of the day, it's all about being able to make the other person on the line realize the value and the transformation that we provide. But the question comes back to, okay, but how do I do that? And what do I say? And that's the purpose of the training.
Yeah. And being ready with your objections is like awesome, because, if I remember when I first was doing discovery calls, I wrote down all my objections that I thought I would have, or which I had in, other times, on little recipe cards, right? And this is like before probably post-it notes. I don't know. But it was kind of like I had it there ready so that, oh, where's that objection? So that I could be ready with my response and prepare for it, right? And it's good to be prepared when you're going into these DMs with people, so that you can, leverage and serve your audience the best, right? So yeah. Um, Tell me a little bit about, like, how did you get on Instagram specifically? Like, why did you niche in that area, Jana?
Oh, that's a really good question. And I really like the conversation of niching down, because there's no one definite answer, right? And I'm also very excited to learn about niching down, because I know that one of my co-panelists will be talking about that next week. So you guys watch out for that if you have questions about niching down. But I niched to that because the more and more clients that I got, the more I saw the need for it. And at the time, I was specifically working with female coaches, and Instagram was really big with the female coaches, and everybody was just going around Instagram looking for motivational quotes, how to do this, how to do that. And I guess it was just an opportune moment that I go into Instagram, just because of the type of clients that I had and the type of need that they had. I think in the process of niching down, we always have to consider who it is that we enjoy working with, right? And what their main need is, and that's what I saw from my own experience. I'm still drawn to it. I'm still drawn to Instagram. I'm always challenged by the constant changes, the updates, the constant battle with the algorithm. It makes me feel like I have to keep working and I have to keep getting
Yeah.
better all the time.
It's challenging, and it's, you don't get bored. Like, I know a lot of people, a lot of VAs come to me and they don't want to niche down because they don't want to give up something. Like, let's say you niche straight down to Instagram because they think they'll get bored. You don't get bored. I mean, when I niched right down to SEO back in the day, and that was my niche. And you didn't get bored. Every day there was something new to learn, right? Like, you had to stay on top of everything in the industry. I'm sure you've got specific blog posts and news feeds that you're reading all the time about Instagram every morning. But yeah, it's kind of fun to be that expert in that area. And I see Jessica, she's another one of our speakers here. She's in the crowd. I can't wait to see all the speakers too. This is going to be a great event, Jessica. Exactly. And if you guys want to get a ticket, I've put in Jana's link here. Please follow her link and get your ticket for our event. And it starts on the 25th to the 29th. And Jana's one of our speakers. She's talking about the ultimate Instagram sales guide, selling without sleaze. I'm really excited to hear her presentation, as well as the other 19 speakers that are going to be there. It's going to be awesome. Jana, so what advice maybe would you give to someone thinking about doing a virtual career like you are doing? Do you have any advice there, or tips or nuggets that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I guess I would want to focus on two big pieces of advice. And the first is to start with the resources that you have. Because a lot of the time I see people with this kind of mindset that, okay, I have to buy this latest computer, I have to have this new camera, I have to have this new phone. And that's really not the right mindset to go about this. When I started as a VA, I had an old ass computer that was so slow that you would finish a cup of coffee before it turned on. But I I worked with it because that's what I had at the moment. And I had zero resources, so I started learning from free resources until it came to a time when I could upgrade my devices and I could start paying for coaching and for paid content. So just really start with the resources that you have and don't wait. If you want to be a VA, start now. And um, Tanya, your website offers so many valuable pieces of advice. A lot of them are free. VAs can start with them immediately, and you can actually just read them, but make sure that you also apply what you learned, right? So start with what you have. And I guess I would say the second biggest piece of advice that I would leave to everybody is to never ever compare yourself with other VAs and other service providers or freelancers out there. First of all, because you're definitely going to die with envy, and that's not going to be good for you. Right? Because if you focus on other people's successes and what other people do, you're going to start thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to be as good as this person. I'm never going to be able to do what they do. And you're going to get overwhelmed, and you're going to, I don't want to say get depressed, but it's the reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like put your blinders on, focus on yourself, because you're never going to be like all those other people out there, just because you are unique. And the way that you would create your business, your offers, and the way that you would deliver your service will be completely different from anybody else because you're different. So yes, let's start with your resources or start with what you have, and to never ever compare yourself to others, because you are you and you are unique.
Yeah, it's good you mentioned that, because I've been around the industries for like over 20 years. I've never seen one VA business that is exactly the same as another VA business. They're all different. They all have different services they offer. They all have their different twists and way they market and different things like that. Everybody's unique. Every virtual assistant business is unique. And remember that when you are coming on board. So don't compare yourselves with other people. And the cool thing I love about the virtual assistant industry is, because we're all so unique, Jana, do you find it's not so, what's the word, competitive with each other? Instead,
Yes.
we're like friends, we're family, because we're all VAs. And I really like that way we are in the industry. But yeah, great advice. I'm trying to think of, you mentioned too about don't worry about all the different things that you got to have, right? Like I remember, and I always show my age when I show my examples here, but I remember having, saying to my coach, saying, well, I can't start up yet. I don't have a fax machine. And he says, have you ever received a fax? Kind of no, like, and I did get a fax machine and then started, but I never ever sent a fax. Like, if anybody even knows what a fax is in the chat area. But it's kind of like, don't worry about having all the newest project management systems, or having a subscription to some bookkeeping program. Like, you can do your bookkeeping just on paper. You don't have to have a paid subscription to whatever to get it done. Eventually that all comes, because you want to automate and you want to do things quicker eventually, right? But in the beginning, your bookkeeping, good example, you can use a spreadsheet and have your income and your expenses, right? That's all your accountant does at the end of the year.
Absolutely. Yeah, Tanya, I just want to say, like, I think last year I remember you talking about you aging yourself because you were talking about different models of cellular phones. So everything that you said, they're absolutely true.
Yeah, I'm back from the days of Windows 3.10 or whatever. But no, and I guess what I'm saying here is, just get off the fence and start up with whatever you got, whatever skill sets you have, guys, because it's only going to grow and lead. And then next day you turn around and you're like Jana. You've got this huge business happening and you're on Instagram or wherever it is. But don't be afraid. Just go for it, really. I
just
don't
take action.
Take some action. I'm just reading the chat area, but I think if you've got any questions, please throw them out there. Jana, she is speaking with us at the conference in 5 days, I guess it is. Yep, it's the 20th today. So in 5 days we start. We've got 20 wonderful speakers for you. Here's the link. It's Jana's affiliate link that I'm throwing in there. Please follow it and get your tickets. I know go check out her Instagram. She's been posting stuff all over on there. It's been really cool watching that, Jana. You really do well with that. I wish I was that good on Instagram. I'd probably have 1 million people attending at this point. But
oh my gosh. Yes, you're absolutely right, Tanya. We should talk about that. And we should build a strategy around that.
I think I put one video on TikTok, but it was just like last minute, but it's not my thing, right? I'm not there to act so much, and I can't dance around and do all these things other people do. I'm just me, and it's not very exciting, I feel sometimes. So it's like I feel like other people won't be excited about it yet. In the same breath, I did some Facebook ad the other day, which was like doing this and doing this, and it got so many leads. It was ridiculous. So what I don't think is good, other people really like. So we have to get past that part of it too, right? And just put ourselves out there sometimes. But yeah, we definitely got to talk, Jana.
And I wanna latch on to what you said, Tanya, because there has to be just a time when you just have to stop taking things so seriously, right? And and like, if you want to fool around, if you want to do something new, just do it. Because one thing I learned, especially on Instagram, is that people aren't paying as much attention to you as you think, because they're all focused. They're all focused with themselves. So if you think that one piece of white hair is sticking out there, nobody's going to see that. So just do it and just get started. And I'm so proud of you for being on TikTok, Tanya. I'm gonna have to find that video.
I actually didn't put my face on there. It was something else, which I'll do my face maybe this week. But I think what we got to get over to is that we don't have to. A lot of us are perfectionists in the virtual assistant industry. We love detail. We love all that type of stuff. And we want perfection in our videos. No, we just need like a grade C. We don't need grade A. We just need grade C. Put it out there. It's only 15 seconds. You don't want to spend, or 30 seconds or whatever time you have on the Instagram. You don't need to spend 8 hours doing this, right? It's just like, do it. It's, if you pass, you don't want an F, you want a C at least, like it in grades. but you don't have to be perfect on there. Just get your message out there. And that's all people want to hear is the message. They don't care that your hair's not done today, or, you know, that you've got whatever, a zit on your face or whatever it is, right? That's a weird thing to say, but
yeah, but that's true. And I'm so glad you mentioned perfectionism, because I would say that was one of the things that kept me paralyzed for the longest time. Before I started my Instagram account, I had this belief that, okay, first I have to have a website, I have to have a freebie, I have to have a system to capture people's emails, I have to have an amazing landing page. And I realized that, you know, you can start an Instagram page without having all of these things, in the same way that you can start your VA business without having any paid subscription out there. Because just like what you said, you can just start things manually, and until you reach the point where you can afford to upgrade because you started, right? Then go ahead and go for it.
Kathy, you asked how long does an Instagram message stay out there? I think forever, doesn't it, Jana? Unless it's one
Yes,
of your stories or something.
yes, unless you delete the thread, or unless that person blocks you, your messages will be there.
I promise I won't block you, Kathy. Put one out there. Okay, I'm going to invite you guys. Our time's up here, but it was great, Janice, speaking with you. I want you guys to come to her session. I've put the link in the chat area to get your ticket for the Virtual Assistant Summit. She is one of 20 speakers. Janet's going to be talking about the ultimate Instagram sales guide, selling without sleaze. You're going to love it. I've already seen the outline and everything. It's going to be awesome. And I'm really excited to have you speak with us, Jana. And thanks so much for being with us. I'm going to put up her screen where you can reach her as well. You can reach her at, I've just done a shorty link. I'll put it in the chat area in case you want to continue on and follow her. Here is a shorty link to find out more stuff about her and catch her on Instagram. Go follow her right now. Tell her that you saw her on the Facebook Live, and go share that in there with her. Okay, guys. Thanks, Jana. It was great. You're awesome.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, Tanya. And I will see everybody in the summit next week.
Yes, see you all there, guys. Bye-bye.